We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thính, vì thứ pháp hội gặp nhật thiết chúng sanh. Tịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liễu sanh toàn tư y khổ đạo lạc, tất chuyên vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô San Ân Thù Sư Chế Đô Ye Ơ La Hờ Đi San Miao San Pu Tô Xie. Nam mô Tát Đắc Tha Tô Già Đa Gia A La Ha Đế Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Thoa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I am able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it, about the fathom and thus come one's true and actual doctrines. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai qian, 万劫难遭遇我今，见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Chucha, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors of Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、诸者大士、师父上人，各位出家人、各位上智sư Emitofuo. Chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa trí giả đại sư Thượng Tinh Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 22nd of February 2025. We're here at Go Forest to continue discussing the Vimalakirti Sutra. We're on chapter 1, slide 209. Thank you all for joining us. All right, this is a section, the last part of the chapter 1, where it describes the bodhisattvas in attendance. There were 32,000 bodhisattvas. They all are big shots, and so we went through a few of them, and now we add bodhisattva. This next one, bodhisattva jeweled hands.
保守菩萨.
Okay. This jewel hand here. Now we're getting some insights into what he does. The interesting thing here is that these are big wigs in the Dharma realm. They're no small potatoes at all. And the mere fact that we're learning about it is designed to help us open our mind. That we should not set our minds too low. That we only think, especially for our worlds, we only think of maybe becoming rich, becoming president and emperor and so forth. If you look at the scope of this chapter 1 here, these celestial kings, these bodhisattvas, they are, you see what makes them different from us is because they have a bigger picture than us. Be very careful about what you set your sights to be. If you set your goals to be too low, you deserve what you get. Okay? And here, Bodhisattva dual hands. Great Master Chucha explains to us, gives us the insight, because he's also a Mahasattva himself. He says, what this Mahasattva dual hand does is the English translation is not that good. So he purifies his body mind. What does it mean? Body mind means that he wants to be a Buddha, which is the biggest attainment that you can ever achieve, all of you. Yeah, mental, you can become a Buddha. Just like women. And so that's a body mind. This is, you set your goals to become a Buddha, which is the biggest achievement any of us can attain. Okay? And that's what it takes. To have a body mind means that that's what I want. I want to be a Buddha. Okay? Here in Silicon Valley, you want to be a rich technical engineer. Okay? Very boring. So small. You all want to become rich. You want to have a lot of stocks and, become a billionaire. It's nothing. Take it from me, one of the poorest guy in the world. It's comforting for me to know that, wealth doesn't matter that much. All right. It's fascinating to me because I grew up aspiring to be a minister of my country and help people. And I didn't realize until I learned Buddhism, there's so much bigger ways, much more effective ways to help people. Yeah? And this is what these people do. These are very close to the position of Buddhahood. And so it is so interesting. They probably are Buddhas already and pretending to be Bodhisattva. So it's fascinating for us to have a glimpse on how Master Chucha explains to us who they are and what they do, and what they do now they're a Mahasattva. Okay? So what he does is that this body mind of ours, we want to be Buddhas, and we purify it. We purify that mind who wishes to become a Buddha. Okay? Who knows that? See? Yeah, this is the difference between this Bodhisattva and us. He, just like us, he wants to become a Buddha, but when he's get closer and closer there, and he says, okay, this is what I do. I will purify my mind. What does purify your mind means? It means that you think less and less and less. Okay? That's why is that the case? Why do you think less? Okay, I give the Taiwanese a chance today. They've been very quiet the last few months. Taiwanese people, what's the advantage of thinking less? That's to purify your body mind. Okay? Body mind says, I want to become a Buddha. And then to purify that mind, so you think less. And that's how you purify your yearning to become a Buddha yourself. So what's the advantage of thinking less? Okay. Let one half of the Taiwanese take a break. Okay. What about the other half? There's only two of them here today. What's the advantage of thinking less? Huh? Yes, one. No, this is the first half, no, second half.
Master, thinking less leads to less ego?
Less ego, that helps. When you're less egotistical, you're closer to get what you want. Believe it or not. Very good. What about the other half?
Higher in concentration.
Higher in concentration. Not bad. Any other Korean, Taiwanese, online, we're reaching to the online space now. No? Anyone would like to give it a shot? What's the advantage of thinking less? DTT.
Master, it is give you a bigger picture.
Bigger picture. Very good. Next, WMT. You all give good answers. Can you do
Master,
better, WMT?
Think less, and then wisdom comes.
Wisdom comes. Excellent. Anyone else? Back to Go Forest. God, this is such good contribution. Okay, now we go to mainland China. I'm really kind of faking it because the Chinese girl is actually here. Yes, 6. Less suffering. Absolutely. Yes, Wei Mao. Excellent.
Thank you, Master. I think thinking less give us less chance to create karmas.
Less chance to offend your wife. Yes, very good. Next. DTT.
하려고 했던 대답이 나왔는데 일단 첫째 번뇌가 줄고
Of course. You're right. Next. Oh, sorry. No translation yet.
Less affliction.
Less affliction, fewer afflictions. Very good. I like this. Next, back to Wei Mao. God, this is so exciting. Now I'm wide awake. YouTube.
Thank you, Master. Diego says, Emitofuo, Master, less thinking mind means that the true mind can bloom.
Bueno. Very good. Excellent. What did he say? Wei Mao.
Master, I think it saves you time.
You what?
It saves you time. You less thinking, you focus on your goal alone. So it saves you time. Less distraction.
You.
It saves time. You're focusing
Oh,
on
saves time. It sounds like you are pine or something. Okay, saves time. Why does it save time? That's new.
because you're focusing on your goal, so less distraction, you don't go astray, so you're more on working toward your goal.
So convoluted. Okay, it's not wrong, but too convoluted. Okay, anyone else? What's the advantage of thinking less? The most important one for these people is not for us. For you, all you said is correct. For them, you know why they think less? Because then they can think with their Buddha mind. They're so close to being a Buddha that like 90% of the time they're not thinking. And there's the one very small portion of the time where they think. That's why they still need to purify that. Because The more they purify, the less they think, the more they can use the Buddha mind to do the right things. When you think, you are not at your best. Some Koreans don't believe me. They say, really? I'm a thinker. Who wrote that? Okay? You're not into sculptures, clearly. Hey boy, do you know what Rodin is? Never mind. Today, I'm very proud. I taught a Korean boy how to eat French bread like French people. And he liked it. At first, he took a bread and he bit a big piece of bread, and then he couldn't even breathe. So, and so the mom got him some water, and he drank some water. And then next he would bit another big piece of bread, and he still was like choking away. So I told one of my nuns to come over, explain to him. Okay, I said, would you like some butter? He said, no, I know what I'm doing. He basically says, I don't know, you leave me alone. Okay, so anyway, so she came back, so he didn't want to do it. I said, no, that's not how you train dolphins. Okay, you teach them how to, take a knife, take out a bit of butter, spread it on the bread. It doesn't look like she knows it either. Okay, and then, okay, here's this piece of bread. You take some knife, take a little butter, and go like this. Okay? Like this. And then you go and you bite together. The boy was biting a piece of bread and taking a little bit of butter. No. And so he did it, and he loved this. The eye lit up. He said, whoa, this is good. This is better than bread by itself. And then he said, he asked my nun, he said, why did Master want to teach me? How old is he? How old? 7, okay. Okay, 7 years old, and they know so much already. It's so impressive, kids nowadays, okay? And so after he ate, he took like 3 or 4 pieces of bread and took all the butter and so forth. He stood there and he kept on chomping. and then he enjoyed it so much. I said, next time, okay, I will teach you to have hot dogs and beer. And you know what he did? So impressive. And he said, he said, it would take too long. I said, why? He said, I have to be 19 years before I can drink beer. A 7-year-old knowing already that he can't drink beer until he's 19 years old? Kids are scary nowadays. Okay, you're right. 1 kid is enough. 4 is too many. Anyway, how did I get there? Anyway, so I want you to understand, at this great Bodhisattva here, at his position, he still are trying to think less and less and less. Okay? Meaning what? Meaning what? This is, for example, I'm looking at some people. I said, suppose, for example, you cross your legs. And it hurts. It hurts. Okay? How do you apply the thinking less Dharma to that? What happens when your legs hurt? What happens to you is that you say, stop the hurt. Make it go away. Anyone? I've been through it many, many hours. More than you already. Okay, so I know what I'm talking about. I know what you have to go through. So your mind complains, why does it hurt so much? It can't be an easier way to do this. Okay, and what is that called? Sullying your mind, making your mind impure. If you hurt, okay, it's uncomfortable, and if your natural reaction is that, make it go away, how much longer do I have to do this? Why do I have to do this? And so forth and so forth. What is that called? It's just the opposite of purifying your mind. Got that? So that's your training. If you cry, I will beat the heck out of you again. Okay? You're a bunch of characters, all of you. And so, how do you purify your mind? Right now, we're training you to purify your mind. So what does it take to purify your mind when your legs are hurting? Your mind goes crazy. Oh, make it go away, make it go away. Okay? You endure it. That's to purify. Okay? The thought says, stop it, make it go away. Why did it hurt so much? Ignore all those. Just endure. You go back to enduring it. Okay? And not even cry. Okay? So anyway, his level is very easy, a lot easier than you. This is why it gets easier and easier, believe me. Okay? Right now it's difficult, but it doesn't look like you believe me. Go ahead, 6.
Master, in theory, I understand less thinking leads to more concentration and a sharper mind. My personal limited experience with less thinking, I just feel dumber and number. I don't feel sharper or more concentrated.
Something wrong with you.
Yeah, and what's wrong with me, Master?
Go ahead, Wei Mountain. Correct her.
Thank you, Master. I actually just have a question. So speaking of offending my wife, I have a...
It's still back in the previous question. Go ahead.
Question. So recently, for some reason, every time I touch my wife's head, my body reacts very violently. Mm-hmm. I will just pounding on the bed or pounding on the wall, or sometimes I have to stop myself because I had tendency to slap her, so I had to stop it somehow. So I don't know if, and then I feel she very offended, so I stopped touching her head. But yeah, so is it? I don't know what's the problem that come from. Thank you, Masters.
That's a hard one. I don't know. It's too weird for me. I would never beat a woman. It's just in my nature. I brutalize ghosts. I punch them, but I find it very hard to beat a woman. So I really can't help you. We are so different. Stay away from her. Okay, it's not you. Not you. You should realize that. So what you do in these cases, where you pre-program yourself, you say, if I have these thoughts, I walk away right away. I run away. Okay? You don't go near her. You just walk away and say, honey, I need to go to the bar. Something like that, okay? And he says, why? And then you say, would you rather me get close to you and beat you up? Okay? And eventually it'll go away. Trust me. Nothing to worry about. It's temporary. Yeah. All right? It's your ghost that she owes your ghost. That's why the ghost uses you to try to beat her up. That's okay. You don't need to know all this unnecessary thing. Okay? You can ask the DTT people, and they tell you, oh, your ghost is actually blue in color, and it has a tail. Never mind. Okay. Okay. Oh, a bunch of characters. Okay, so you purify your mind. So here at his level, he endures it just like you. When these thoughts arise, he does nothing. Don't think their thoughts, there's no thought arising with these people. There's still thoughts arising with these people, albeit a lot fewer than us, but they do the same thing I train you to do right now from the first day, from day one, is that you endure and you do nothing. Stop whining, stop complaining. Why does it hurt so much? Honey, make it go away. Okay? Be like a man. We take it. Okay? All right, I should stop teaching my court. All right, so he purify his body mind, so his aspiration become a Buddha, and when he's able to purify his mind, then what happened is he's able to utilize this something called as you wish pearl. Okay, when your mind is pure and pure, your pearl in your nature and your Buddha nature becomes more powerful. Okay, right now you also have that pearl, as you wish pearl, too, but it's very, very weak. Like you said, I want money. The pearl says, yeah, good luck. Okay. Whereas over here, so this is what the Chinese is and doesn't. How come it's provisional with wisdom? Where does it come from? Where does it come from? Provisional actual wisdom. Okay. Is it in Chinese? I don't think so. Wow, this is ChatGPT hallucination. You have right here the proof. The translation, we use ChatGPT to translate from Chinese into English, and he hallucinated. I wasn't paying attention. Yes, Wei Mountain.
Master, in that state, when we have like less thought and the false thought arise, does it mean that those thoughts is stronger than normal?
No, it's called karmic retributions. The thought arising in your head is actually your karmic retributions. That's normal. Okay, you cannot control them because they will happen to you whether you like it or not. So the first thought that arises is karmic retribution. That's natural for you. Okay? Okay, very good. And so ignore this English thing here. Okay, I apologize. So what happened is that when you purify your body mind, you're actually making your this as you wish pearl, that's your treasure of yours. It makes it more potent, more powerful. I'm serious. You have it already. Okay? It's just that it's not as powerful in you as in him. As you cultivate and you improve, you become more and more powerful. For example, a dragon is known to have this as you wish pearl. That to a dragon is more important than his own life. That's how precious it is to him. And so all of us have this as you wish pearl there, not just dragons, but the dragons are the typical example when you cultivate long enough and you know how to cultivate, that as you wish pearl becomes more and more powerful. And the dragons use it for their spiritual penetrations. Yeah, and dragons are known to have spiritual penetrations, and therefore that comes from that as you wish pearl. They put it in their mouth. Okay? So far so good? Okay. One day, boy, I teach you about as you wish pearl. Anyway, okay? And with as you wish pearl here, what does he do? He uses his treasure to bring to fruition the worldly and outside the world accomplishments. So far, so good? Okay, so again, you have this treasure in all of you. Okay? All of us. Okay, don't have to cry. It's natural. Okay? I hope you have been responsible. You cry too much, the boy will imitate you. Okay, and so we all have this wonderful treasure that as you cultivate, it becomes invaluable, more and more value to you. Okay, and because of that, these Mahasattva, his is very, very powerful, and he uses it to bring to fruition, to accomplish worldly and outside this world pursuits. Okay? What kind? Reference for you? They bring, this is from the secret school. This is what the secret school, they use a lot of these things. So they use these jewel hands to bring forth the superior accomplishments of this world. We're not talking about billionaire or being emperor and so forth. We're talking about such as the faith, okay, meaning that the accomplishments, the accomplishments that before you become enlightened, okay, you brings up to that point of enlightenment. All these accomplishments that when you have that were spurred by your faith, okay. Number two, next level is Rudi. That is when you cross a threshold and enter this wonderful world of enlightenment. It's humongous. It's earth-shattering. It's how big it is. Okay, and the next one is 5 penetrations. This is where you have the spiritual penetrations of up to the 4th ground bodhisattva. Next level is the 2 vehicles, which is between 5 and 8 ground bodhisattva, and number 5 is accomplishing Buddhahood, which is 9th ground and up to Buddhahood. So you see, in terms of big accomplishments in our path, those are the 5 phases. Just for your reference, for fun, that's all. Don't worry about it. You're too low, never mind. Any questions? It's very important for you. It's not about how you can benefit from this immediately, but we are planting the seeds of wisdom, the seeds of aspirations in you. You should not shoot too small. Okay? Yes, Way Mountain.
A Di Đà Phật, con chào thầy. Con xin hỏi thầy cái truyền thọ u minh giới là cái gì con chưa có hiểu, và cái đó nó khác biệt với lại cái pháp giảng sanh như thế nào? Và thầy có thể cho con ý kiến là cái nào tốt khi mà mình muốn thỉnh cho những người quá cố. Cảm ơn thầy.
Okay. Deceased precepts. Oh, go translation. I have a translation.
Emitofuo Master, hello. I would like to ask you about the precept for the disease transmission. I don't quite understand the difference between that and our rebirth Dharma. Which one is better for the disease? When we request the rebirth black or we request the precept for the disease, which one is better for the disease?
Okay. The Pure Land Dharma, our Pure Land Dharma, is basically everything we do there is designed to bring you to the Pure Land as soon as possible. Preferably this lifetime, if you're still alive. If you're dead, wait a minute, you dead already? Okay, then we try to bring you there as soon as possible. Okay?
Tức là mình dùng cái pháp u minh truyền thọ u minh thì đem tới Tây phương Cực Lạc sớm hơn hả thầy? Hay sao? Cho những người đã mất.
No. Oh, translation.
Master, does it mean that with the precept for the disease transmission, it will help bring the disease to the Pure Land faster?
Okay, back to her. Okay. Have you been to cosmetic thing on your face? Do her face? How pretty it is. Huh? It's so cute, huh? I mean, not cute, it looks so young now. Don't you think? You go back like about a year ago, the face... Now she looks like a poupée. It's cute. Okay, never mind. I got distracted. I apologize. So the Pure Land Dharma is primarily rebirth blessings. Okay, it takes an oodles amount of rebirth blessings for you to get to the Pure Land. That's what the Pure Land teachers don't tell you. It takes a lot of blessings. Okay, and then so rebirth blessing there is what the Dharma is about. Whether the disease precept is something that I picked up from Master YongHua. Okay, he's the one of the rare Dharma masters who dare deal with the dead people, bad beings. Precept disease meaning that there could be humans, it could be ghosts, it could be and so forth. Okay, and so the disease are to people who are dead already. They're connected to you. Okay, in some way, friends, family, acquaintances, whatever. Usually, those deceased people are in bad shape. Okay, meaning that most of them fell already, and they could be in the hells right now, they could be in a ghost realm, animal realms, and so forth, and they're suffering a lot. Okay, and so the disease precepts is A precept is a dharma where we allow these beings who are connected to you somehow, okay, to request to become Buddhist disciples. Okay, so we slap a label on them and say, now you're Buddhist. Okay, Buddhist meaning what? You're Buddhist meaning that all Buddhas are your teachers. Meaning all Buddhas will be watching over you. Because without this Dharma, they cannot. So this is a means for them to become Buddhists, first of all. Okay? And then the precepts, if you take, furthermore, you take precepts and so forth, then you'll be receiving the precept substance from me. Okay? And so they even have far more blessings on top of being a Buddhist. So this is a process that helps you give them a lot of blessings to help them get out of their predicaments a lot faster. Okay, so it's an act of compassion. Now the reality is that once when you do these ceremonies, these processes, this Dharma here, you open the door of the temple to all these beings. They're allowed to come. Okay, because you request on their behalf, so they're allowed to come. And many of them are troublemakers, like little boy here. You see, he cannot sit still. Look at that. He's always moving. Okay, imagine he's a ghost. You think he simply sits moving around? No, he'll be taking a knife and sticking it in someone else. And so forth. That's what ghosts do. Okay? Or demons, they would probably detonate a grenade or something, you know? And so they are real troublemakers. So it's a very scary thing when you invite these beings to come to your temple, okay? They misbehave. See, that's nothing. See, he's messing up our, our floor. It's nothing. You see, it's right there in front of you. This is what little boys do. Imagine that you have a little demon. Okay, and so that's why practically it's very, very dangerous to the people of the temple, unless you have a way to control them. Okay, so it's not. That's why when Master YongHua was alive, he did this. He organized these things and allowed it to happen. And he helped a lot of people. And then after he died, his disciples also continued this Dharma every 2 years, I'm told. But on his behalf, they would not. They're very smart. They said, I will do this Dharma under the umbrella of Master YongHua. So you come here, you have to deal with Master YongHua, not us. And so they have more or less exclusivity over this Dharma because those are troublemakers. They will cause a lot of problems, okay, at the temple. No two ways about it. They cannot help themselves. Look, now I have to clean up after him. That's the nature of the beast, okay? So that's why. But for us, we cannot afford, because we can't claim that Master YongHua would be taking responsibility. I haven't asked him yet. Why not? Because I know if I ask him, he would just say no. So most likely, so we're doing it ourselves. And this is the first time. If I were you, I'd be very careful. Don't do anything the second time, which may never happen. If it's too much trouble, okay, it's one and done, okay? Am I making sense to you? So,
Dạ, cảm ơn thầy.
and so why would we want to do this? Because one is you get rebirth, you go to Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land. One is you become Buddhist and you receive precepts, substance from me. Okay? So there are different types of benefits. Okay? So it would not hurt to get to help the deceased. Okay? So that in the future, now they're Buddhists, in the future, they're more inclined to become Buddhists again and study Buddhism. Okay? Because who knows, they may not be able to go to the Pure Land for a while. Okay? And so forth. Yes, go ahead. The other Way Mountain question.
Emitofuo, Master. I have a few questions regarding this topic also. So I just go through them. Number one, do we do it can we still do it for those who already did the 49 days with you, supposedly in the Pure Land now? Do you think it's necessary?
No, you wouldn't have to.
And then second question. I think, Master, I just looked at it, we could request up to 15 because based on what I know, normally when they do the precept, the disease precept, it was like 1-to-1, like we would have to hold a plaque for one deceased person. So does that mean we don't have to come, we just put a plaque, they automatically come, Master, take care of them?
Yeah, we can hold many plaques.
So
it's like 1,000 hands and eyes, one yin. Okay, every hand holds a plaque.
Master, you're so great. So it's like you're allowing us to have 15 pieces. It's like you allow us you're doing like 15 disease precepts in one time, when normally they will have to do it 15 times for that to happen.
Yeah, we can do up to 1,000 people, that's all. After that, we stop.
And then what about the precept itself? Is it going to be Bodhisattva precept or just like the 10 precept?
What precepts?
The disease precept.
What about it?
Because the one that I heard from other places when they...
You mean my competition?
Yeah, your competitor,
there's no competition as far as I'm concerned.
No. Your competitor, the CTTB, when they do the disease precept, it was the Bodhisattva precept. But I have seen other places do it just with the 10 precepts. So what would it be for Bodhi-like diseased precept? Is it going to be Bodhisattva?
5 precepts. Mm-hmm.
Huh?
5 precepts.
5?
Yeah.
Only? You're kidding, my Master.
We do have options. You start with, 5, and then you can upgrade to 10 bodhisattvas, bhikshu precepts, but they cost a little bit more. Any more questions? What do you mean only 5 precepts? There's a difference between a red car and 10,000 cars that you drive. Yes, DTT.
Master, since people ask questions about this ceremony, so may I take time to announce to the people online too?
Why not? Yeah. I don't even know when it's going to happen. You're going to tell me when it's going to happen? Okay, why don't you announce tomorrow?
Yes, Master.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, anyone else? See, I too have to endure. Don't think you're the only one who have to endure. I endure every day. Yes, Wei Mao.
Thank you, Master. So I'm asking this question on behalf of my wife because she doesn't dare to ask this.
Okay.
So we found out recently that her mom, my wife's mom before, my mother-in-law's before, she has abortion 2 times. And I would like to ask if she has abortion
okay.
2 times.
And the mom of the wife before?
No, the mom of my wife.
Huh?
My mother-in-law.
Don't help him. Hey.
So my mother-in-law's abortion 2 times.
No, I'm more curious about the mom of the wife before.
I don't have that one. So I only have the current one. My current mother-in-law.
Good boy, good man. Continue.
Yeah, she aborts 2 times. So would it be benefit to asking rebirth plaque for those babies, or should we do the DC precept?
If I were you, I would go for rebirth. Okay? To me, rebirth blessings are the most wonderful things you can do for them right now. Okay? Through us. All right?
Thank you, Master.
And if you can, you also can do the precepts, deceased precepts as well, because it's more blessings for them, and besides, they become my disciples. You know, are you a disciple boy? Okay, we're joking too much. Can we go back to the Dharma here? Okay, Wei Mountain, of course not.
Master, can we request a brief step for the disease for ourselves?
For yourself?
In the past, we died before.
You plan to do something soon? I don't know about.
No, Master, I just thought that we...
What's the rationale for that? You still alive and kicking?
Because, like you say...
just in case? You mean like a car runs over you tomorrow?
Yes, or we used to be a disease before, so can we request this for ourselves?
You used to be deceased, what, before?
We used to die and then we reincarnate back as a human this life. Can we request it for ourselves?
You lost me. Your rationale is totally wacko. Anyone else? No, don't go there. Let's not go there. Okay. God. Next.
Master, well, I hope it doesn't make sense. You're still alive. You're already Master's disciple. So unless you have another ghost that's living somewhere, then you need to get the disease precept for the ghost.
But I might forget, you know. It doesn't hurt to remind me, hey, I'm your disciple, remember? Okay, anyone else?
Master, not yet. You know, there are people that we may not have the actual name, but like we know them.
Yeah.
Can we still put it in?
Yeah. Mou Jia.
Seriously?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Thank you.
you know, so and so. So Chinese 某甲 and English is so and so. Okay, you can put down the name so and so. And we use artificial intelligence. We know exactly who it is. Yes, Wei Mountain.
Hi, Master. Is this include animals too?
Yeah, okay. If you like. No animals? Okay, we changed our mind. Never mind. Okay, if we survive this year, next time we'll allow animals. Okay, anyone else? Okay, very good. NDI. Oh, actually, it's Wei Mountain.
Master, one more. So I have an aunt. She died when
Can
she
you
was
wait till tomorrow?
No.
Tomorrow, Master Z will make the announcements and so forth and give us details. And so we can talk more tomorrow. Is that okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sleep on it, okay? Okay, slide 212. Bodhisattva Jewel Mudra.
宝应手菩萨
Okay, so Jewel Mudra, okay, here it refers to some sort of Tantra world where they use these mudras and to cultivate their tantras, their tantric dharmas. And here he says that this Mahasattva, he contemplated a real mark seal, and the seal of the contemplative wisdom mudra. Okay, and so these in the Tantra world, they have these mandalas, and they portray certain Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and they these Tantra secret school practitioners, they draw upon these dharmas to get some help from the Bodhisattvas and the Buddhas. Okay, so when they do those tantric dharmas, they actually are getting some help from this Mahasattva as well. All right. Bodhisattva constantly raised hands.
常举手菩萨
Okay, next. This Mahasattva is always raising his hands for some reason. It's like, I give up. It's really strange, that world. This is very uncomfortable, don't you think? And you're a Mahasattva. So that's why what he does, he has the proper contemplation of the mind, hand, okay, and seeking the Buddha's fruition above. So basically, what he's doing is that he says, I am single-mindedly seeking the fruition of Buddhahood. You're not impressed, me neither. Okay. This is a lot of strain on your body, okay, especially when you lift weights. Okay. Next one is Bodhisattva constantly lowered hands.
常
Believe
下
it or
手
not.
菩萨
Okay, now to me, it also makes sense, because what he does is that he says, he uses contemplative wisdom, okay, of the hand, of kindness, to help those above him out of kindness. Okay. So this is typical of the Mahasattvas. They help the beings that have no connection with them. They don't discriminate. Okay? And it's not like, so I'm just the opposite. Unless you are a disciple, I'm going to ignore you. This Mahasattva says, you don't need to be my disciple. He still helps you. Okay? So far, so good? Okay, so we have one Mahasattva goes like this, the other person is like this. That's Buddhism for you. Bodhisattva who shows constant sympathy.
常产菩萨
This Mahasattva here abides in having pity for living beings. Okay? And it says here, actually, it says it dwells in the proper contemplation, abides in the proper contemplation. And I looked up the dictionary in Chinese, of course, Chinese dictionary, about the proper contemplation. And I cited some sources. They have proper contemplation for Hinayana, from Hinayana suttas, and I ignore that. I quoted some of the Mahayana suttas. What about what it means proper contemplation? Okay, so some sutras like the Long Life Sutra. He says the proper contemplation is when the mind and the state are in the mind responding to the state. That's called proper contemplation. All right? And if the mind is not in accord with the state, then it's called deviant contemplation. Okay? Not yet. Pretend to understand a little. Okay? And then another shastra, it says, contemplate. I don't know why. 以观八不中道为正观。What's 八不中道? What's Chinese? What does it mean? Anyone else? Okay, look it up. And the other one is the middle contemplation shastra. Okay. He contemplate, the proper contemplation is about you try to distance yourself as far as possible from the deviant teachings. In particular, in India, there's 8 different very popular, prevalent deviant teachings, deviant doctrines, all right? And another one, anyway, so the proper contemplation is you contemplate using the proper dharmas in general. So far, so good? Okay, so the point being that if your mind dwells in the proper dharma, then your mind is in the state of kindness. Meaning what? Meaning that if you practice the proper dharma, okay, then your mind of kindness will grow and grow and grow. That's how you can gauge for yourself. If you practice and you improve, you're supposed to be kinder and kinder and kinder. If in contrast, you practice and you find yourself to be less kind, okay, then you're in the wrong path. Because in order for you to unite with your Buddha nature, the closer you are to the Buddha nature, the more connected you are to the Buddha nature, the kinder you become. So this Mahasattva here, who shows constant sympathy, he's extremely, extremely kind, like almost like Buddhas. So far, so good. You don't need to understand everything. I just want you to understand this concept of kindness. Okay, it's a gauge. It's a gauge of how close you are and whether you're on the right track or not. Okay. Yeah. Bodhisattva roots of joy.
喜根菩萨
Yes, DTT.
마스터 질문이 있는데 마스터께서 그 화의 해독제가 앵거의 해독제가 자비심이라고 말씀을 하셨었어요. 법문에서. 그러니까 예전에 반여신경에도 그랬고 최근에 하셨던 선칠법문이나 간센보살 연불에서 그렇게 언급을 하셨었고요.
Master, you said that the antidote of anger is the great compassion.
Yes.
네. 근데 이제 제 질문은 원래 그러니까 좀 이게 약간 넌센스라고 생각을 하거든요. 그러니까 화가 많으면 자비심이 없기 때문에 화가 이미 많은 거고, 네.
But I don't understand. If we are angry, it's because we don't have compassion.
그러니까 마치 아수라에게 넌 왜가 그러니까 마치 그거는 비유하면 아수라한테 넌 왜 이렇게 화가 많냐, 왜 자비심이 없냐고 하는 거랑 똑같다는 생각인 거예요. 제 입장에서는.
It's like asking Ashura, why are you get angry? Why you don't have compassion?
그리고 또 하나 비슷한 비유는 돈이 없으니까 가난하니까 돈을 보시해서 부자가 된다라고 말씀을 하시는 거거든요.
Another thing, you are poor, so you have to give to get rich.
Okay.
돈이 없으니까 돈이 없어서 가난한데 가난한 사람한테 돈을 보시해서 부자가 되라. 거의 이런 그런 딜레마라서.
Yes.
So I'm poor because I don't have money, but you said to give money to get rich, so it's kind of dilemma.
그러니까 이제 다시 말하면 화가 문제인데 이 화의 해독제가 자비심인데 자비심이 이미 없으니까 어떻게 해야 되나요?
So I'm angry because I don't have compassion. So what should I do?
It's hopeless.
그런 것 같아요.
I agree.
You agree? Yeah. You have the same mind. Two hearts, but one mind. Okay. I want you to know, you particularly you, once you go back to Korea, I would request you shorten your questions a little bit. Okay? Here in the U.S., I know it's the pho and, all the hamburgers, greasy hamburgers and fries you eat, so I understand, okay? But when you go back to Korea, when you eat a healthier diet, okay, that's when you need to shorten your questions a little. Deal? Okay.
네.
Don't have to say anything. It's okay. Okay, let me answer your question. I'm glad you asked. Okay? It's funny how we learn these things. First thing we learn as Buddhists is, because that's what the Buddha taught, when you are angry and you want to deal with your anger issues, okay? The Buddhists We don't sign up for anger management things, courses, and training. We don't. The Buddha says, if you have anger issues, okay, you should use great compassion to deal with it. Sound familiar? This is what the Buddhist teaching is. Why? She's asking a very, very good question. And it's very practical. It says, yeah, I'm angry, and I know I'm supposed to use compassion, but I can't. Okay? So, what am I to do? That's a suggestion how you're going to shorten your question. Okay, thank you. Okay. And so, why? Why, when we get angry, we should use compassion, great compassion, to counter the anger inside our heart? Why? And you make fun of her, but she's the one who would dare ask me a question like this, and no one else would dare to do that. Thank you for asking the question. I'm proud of you. Come to America more often. You're not the same person here. Anyway, why? When the Buddha says so, because if you do that, if you really believe the Buddha and listen to the Buddha, if you do that, it should work. But how come it's not working for her? China, 6.
Thank you, Master.
China 6. Okay.
Thank you, Master. I feel the compassion make you think bigger, and you don't think only yourself, and you consider other people. So that's I feel that's how I overcome the anger about other people.
Repeat that. The first part was not on.
Oh, I feel the compassion is let me think bigger. Not only myself, I change my view about the thing or the people make me anger, so I can not only think of myself.
If you think that much, it's too late. Anyone else? Good idea. Good try. Yes, you too. Why? No, Jumi, you wait for the answer. Yes, you too.
Thank you, Master. Diego says, Emitofuo, Master, when we get angry, we are being selfish, and we only see our suffering, but we don't see others' suffering. With great compassion, this allows you to see and feel their suffering, and that way the anger will dissolve by itself when you see others suffering and you can feel it.
Precisely. When you're angry, it's because you believe you're right and she's wrong. Agree? That's the basis of your anger. You're right, I'm right, and you're wrong. You're so wrong. I'm so right. Any problems with that? It's very simple. It's right there. It comes out full force when you're so angry. Because you see, you're so wrong. How can you be so wrong? I'm calm. You got that? It flares up. How can you be so wrong? Agree? Chung? It shows in him every time he's. He looks like Guan Gong. Okay, Guan Gong. What happened, Guan Gong? Here, this guy. He's ready to chop your head off. That's why he's holding the thing. Ready. He's very angry dude. Okay, so this is the nature of anger. Okay, is that you're so wrong. It's so clear to you. It's so wrong. This intolerable. You this wrong. Meaning I'm this right and you that wrong. Okay? And because of that, you feel justified in flaring up and say, "Ah!" The boy ignores me completely. He has his own world, you know. When he's not eating, it's not fun, he ignores everything else. Okay, you got that? So the Buddha says, if you dwell on yourself about right and wrong, then your anger is justified. But if you dwell in compassion about seeing suffering, it's not right and wrong. You see suffering. Then your fire of anger dies very quickly. Try it. You see. Because what the reason that you struggle so much, guys, because you still see they're so wrong. She is so wrong. And that's what happened to one of my disciples. He goes home, see how his wife is so wrong. He hurries back to the temple and barks at us. Says, "You're so wrong. I'm fed up with you." Instead of yelling at his wife, he yells at us. Instead of terrorizing his wife, he terrorizes us. Sound familiar? It happens here locally. Okay? So that's why after Buddha, Buddha is the greatest psychologist, psychotherapist, because he sees what really going on in our heart. He says, we are so righteous, we see that people are wrong, okay? Instead, we should learn to see their suffering. Substitute their being wrong with seeing, looking at how much they suffer. Yes, sir.
Master, this theoretically makes a lot of sense, but in practicality, I don't think that just seeing in the people at our temple, it's hard for them to apply it, including myself, because I think...
Speak for yourself. You cannot speak for the other guy.
I won't speak for the other guys. I think even especially for the Asian, non-Americanized community, because we don't make space for other people to be themselves. We live in a very small, confined box about how people have to be. And because we think we are raised to believe people have to be this way, when we grow up, we say, you have to be this way, and if you're not in this box with me, I won't understand you. And so, although we have the concept of compassion, it's hard for us to really practice it because they live outside that box.
Are you Vietnam or Korea?
Everybody.
It looks like you more Korea than Vietnam.
It seems the Koreans may be even the worst because...
Don't go there. No.
Look, I don't blame them because it's a hard life.
Now I'm in big trouble.
It's not their fault that you are that way.
Stop. Please. Okay. Again, you're still missing the point. What is he missing? he still sees right and wrong, see possible, not possible. It's about you flipping. You see people, let me describe to you the process the Buddha is teaching, which never been explained before to the Chinese, to all the Buddhists. You angry like hell. Yeah? You particularly, for example, when you're angry, you're so angry. You need to understand the premise of your anger is that you see it's so wrong. Yes? It's justified. They're so wrong. Like, when I'm down south, I look at Washington, D.C., I said, you're so wrong. When up here, for something happened, I find it so lovable. It's called two-faced master. Okay? So, and this is why I was so worked up when I made the wrong move. Bought the wrong stocks. Anyway, just kidding. So you are locked into that person being wrong. And the Buddha says, the only way for you to undo it very quickly is listen to me. Stop looking at the other person as being wrong, but look at how much they're suffering. You're still finding faults. That adds fuel to your anger. But if you stop looking at the faults and start looking at, boy, they're so stupid, aren't they? Huh? He's so stupid. He doesn't get it. Does he know that if he does this, he keeps up with this, I will cut his head off. Okay? After there's PG here. I can't go very far. Okay? Okay, use your imagination. Okay, so it's a flip. The Buddha says it's a certain teaching, folks. Does it help? This is a certain teaching. It hasn't been explained to the Buddhist disciple that Dharma is a certain Dharma. You so angry. Okay? You so justifying being angry. And you realize you're angry. And you want to retain rest of control back, okay, and squash your anger, you need to immediately flip from looking at that person wrong, look at that person's suffering. And that, if you can see that person suffering, your fire anger dies. It's called sudden Dharma, folks. Does it help? I want you to try this. I don't need you to understand. All you have to do is when you realize you're angry, okay? And you don't like it, you flip. Because you remember your anger is based on seeing that person wrong. You ignore that person's wrong. You look at that person and says, you're suffering. Where are you suffering? Uh-oh, it's getting personal. Yes, 4.
Dạ thưa thầy, con rất là giỏi flip. Cho nên là nếu mà con mà làm như vậy thì là con add another layer of thinking. Có nghĩa là con thay vì con thấy cái sự nóng giận của người ta thì con thêm một cái thought nữa là con không có thêm cái thought là con thấy người ta suffer nhưng mà nó là thinking chứ không phải là natural. Con flip nhanh lắm.
What? What did she say? Yes or no? What did she say exactly? Translation.
Emitofuo, Master, I'm very good at flipping the thinking. Is already a layer of thought, and by flipping it, I add on another layer of thought on top of it. Because when I'm angry and on top of the thinking, I flip it. It's not natural, so it's easier and faster for me to add on another layer of thinking on top of what my anger is.
Which is?
Nó làm con bị confused.
What? I'm confused. You're not confused. I am confused. Yes, 5. Interpretation. They're like sisters. I announced it already. Go ahead, sister.
Hi, Master. I'm also confused with what you teach too.
So you're convoluted woman. Only you can figure it out.
For myself, right? What I've been trying to do is that.
You angry that often?
Yeah. Every day.
Scary women. Women are so scary. Now you know why we separate you. Go ahead.
So if someone get me afflicted, I go back to myself right away and telling myself that there got to be something wrong with me that got me afflicted, because
Too slow.
gotta be.
Too slow. I'm teaching you new Dharma, certain Dharma now. You flip right away. I'm angry, no good, because I'm looking at the fault. So immediately, instead of anger, you look at, oh, he's suffering. Find the suffering.
No, but what I found is that
It's going to be a while, folks.
I don't think about it. I just leave it there, and then I drop my my continuation of affliction.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then it's naturally, I don't have to try to think. When it's calmed down, and then it just pops up that I see my weakness, and then after that, I realize that the person has to suffer. Because when I become more calm,
They both convoluted. Okay, go away mountain. like sister. Yes, way mountain. It's you thinking too much. All you have to do, Buddha teaches that you angry, okay, and you said this. You realize you don't want to be this angry. You flip, okay, and drop. And only concentrate on looking that person suffering, nothing else. Okay, that's all. It's okay. Take a break. Yes, DTT. These women are so convoluted. This is too much for me. Yes, DTT.
일단 마스터 말씀대로 이제 그 상대방의 그 상대 존재의 고통은 보이는데, 이제 제 수준은 지금 현재 어떤 수준이냐면, 네, 한번 끊을게요.
As you said, I recognize the other person's suffering.
근데 보이는데, 이제 제 수준에서 뭐가 한계냐면, 제 수준의 현재 리밋은 뭐냐면, 당신들의 탐진치 때문에 나와 나의 사람들이, 내가 중요한 사람들이 쓸데없는 시간 낭비를 하고 있고 피해를 보고 있다.
Okay, honey, I need to cut you off. Time is up. Okay, not today. Let me explain to you the process that goes on in your mind. This is so beautiful. When you're angry and you look at that person, and the more you look at that person, the angrier you get. Yes or no? Happens to me. When I'm angry, the person provokes me. I look at the person, and all the energy is into you so wrong, and you even more wrong than I thought. And the more I look at you, the more wrong I find. Yes or no? Hi, Hitler. So far, so good. And what Buddha's Dharma is so beautiful. He says, stop looking at that person. It's wrong. Because what you're doing. You say, you see, look at the face. It's so ugly. And you keep on looking for more details to fuel your fire of anger. Yes or no? Don't answer that. Just nod. You got that? Okay? And as soon you're aware of it, the Buddha says, flip. Stop looking at the faults. Looking at how much they're suffering, how ugly they are, how stupid they are. They must be suffering so much. When you start on that, and guess what? You're substituting finding faults with finding how much suffering they're undergoing right now. Destroy your fire right away. It's beautiful, folks. It's called sudden Dharma because if you do that, it puts out the fire very, very quickly. If you're skilled, if your samadhi level is higher, if you flip like that, your anger fire can go out just like that as well. That's how powerful it is. It doesn't matter, you Asian, live in a big family like him and so forth. Doesn't matter. Way Mountain. Am I alone here? Why do I feel so lonely? No one gets it. Way Mountain, quickly. It's beautiful, folks. I love it.
Yes, Master. What about the case where if you're not clearly angry at another person, if let's say there's just more like some unmet desire. Like if I look back growing up, I was often very lonely in this.
Another convoluted guy. Continue.
Fuels a sense of anger.
So it's not quite anger yet.
In my case, not necessarily anger, or I'm not aware of being angry, but...
You come up here, you sit among the girls. Continue. Yeah.
How does this apply in that case? Or does anger always have to be directed at a person?
I only teach you one example because that's the most often, that's what happens most often, is that you angry at someone. Usually anger is directed at someone, like a Catholic guy behind you. Okay, very easy. Look at him. I don't like you. It's so natural, and we naturally, look for faults. At least I know that's how I function. I don't know about you, but that's how I function. Okay, and I read the expression, I read the eyes, and I say, "Oh, look at those eyes. They're too big." We Asian eyes are much nicer. Okay, so you see, that's how I function. So that's why if I'm aware of it, now I can flip. I stop looking at faults by looking at their suffering. Okay? Yeah. All right? If you have that big of an eye, you cannot. Never mind. No, you have to become too insulting. Never mind. Okay? So that's all. So this, I'm not saying it applies to everything. I'm just giving you an example of what happens when why you get angrier so fast. Because that's what you do. You keep on looking for more and more flaws, more things that are so wrong that irk you. And the Buddha says, stop, flip it. Don't look for wrong, look at their suffering. If you do that, the fire dies. It's beautiful. Do it. When next time you're so angry at someone, it's very, very effective. And if you're skilled enough, once you understand this, you see anger And you can flip just like that. And the anger vanishes instantaneously. Yes, Daniel, last chance.
I tried that actually with someone. I'm not sure if I heard it from you. I'm
You
not sure if I
Catholics
heard-
would not have this Dharma.
Well,
Impossible.
I'm not sure if I heard it from you or from church, but I tried that. But I got more angry at the person because I was thinking, you are suffering because you're being an idiot. So you're causing your own suffering. But
Somehow the Catholics always distort my Buddhist dharmas. You're hopeless, forget it. Girlfriend, find another one. Okay? No, try. I want to see. This guy doesn't understand what looking at people suffering. You don't see you suffering because you're an idiot. That's not looking for suffering. It's accusing. God, this is so confused. Okay? You're so confused. If you say you're suffering because you're an idiot, actually you say, it's the same as saying, see, I'm getting angry at you because you are stupid. You got that now? Okay? Yeah. All right, does it help? Yes, sir. This is it. No more.
No,
okay,
first,
one more.
I'm
okay.
first.
2 more, that's it.
Oh!
Okay, go ahead, 1.
Master, are we just recognizing that they have something that's causing them to suffer, or are we trying to actually see what is causing the suffering?
I want you to look at and find out what they're suffering. Because what happens, let me explain to you. What happens is that when they act a certain way to irk you, provoke you, usually, for example, they insult you, they beat you up. You know, it only happens because they're suffering so much inside, they need to let out. So that's why it's fairly easy, in my mind, to look at the suffering, the nature of suffering that compels them to irk us, to upset us. There's a reason for that. That's how it works. It's not about reasoning, it's about flipping. For your own sake, you don't need to understand. You simply flip. You say, okay, why is he so suffering so much? Yes, 5.
So the reason
I'm warning you, no convoluted stuff.
No, the reason I was asking the question is because I feel like it only works for someone who already have a pure heart and you know, the kindness, like they have the wisdom. But for someone like me who still need to purify my heart a lot, I might get into delusional about flipping to see the good side because I'm trying to think. And then
3rd
after
section
that,
from now on, these 2 sisters will go over there. Too convoluted.
and when I see
Too
that
much
person
thinking.
is good, I feel proud myself, you know. And then I might get delusional with my compassion when I don't have the wisdom. So I feel like it's safest for me is to drop thoughts for the moment.
Whatever works for you. So just for your sake, I will create a new Dharma, Buddhist Dharma called half sudden. Okay, finally DTT.
다 동의하고요, 마스터. 이제 제 문제는 제 한계는 이제 고통, 다른 사람의 고통은 알겠는데 그 고통 때문에 저와 제 사람들, 제가 소중하게 생각하는 사람들이 쓸데없는 희생을 하고 있다는 생각 때문에 제가 괴로운 거거든요. 네.
I agree with you, but my limitation is that I know they're suffering, but I have a thinking that I took a loss because of them. So that makes me bother.
Yeah.
그 사람들의 탐진치 때문에 왜 제 자신과 제 소중한 사람들이 희생을 하고 시간 낭비를 해야 되는가가 제가 번뇌거든요. 그걸 어떻게 해야 되는지 모르겠어요.
My affliction is that I'm wasting my time and I'm taking loss because of their greed and stupidity and hatred. So how should I deal with it?
나 누락됐어요. 제 자신과 제가 소중하게 생각하는 저의 사람들.
It's not only me. It's also for me and then my loved people.
Lucky for all of us, we have a fourth area right there for Jumi. Okay, don't try so hard, Jumi. It's okay. And I look at her talk today and I said, did she really improve? This is when you doubt yourself, you know. Am I bonkers or something? Yes, Wei Mao. You go to, I'm deciding whether third or fourth. I move you to 2 already. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go on. Okay.
It was cut off. What about the case where your good knowing advisor makes you angry and they're doing that not because they're suffering, but because they're trying to teach you something?
Same thing. He's suffering. No. Thank you very much.